in honor of International Men's Day yesterday. Remember that all your sons, your uncles, your brothers, your fathers, your men friends are most welcome to interact digitally, SpiceFM KE. So, using the hashtag Ukiweka Umeweka, I need a woman who is currently building or renovating their home, because today I've got some goodies. I got some goodies to give away, one of which is the book, Building in Kenya. SpiceFM KE on social, and don't forget to use the hashtag Ukiweka Umeweka. Right now though, ladies.
Good morning. My name is Jane, Head of External Affairs at MRM and Sapphile Group.
I'm Tatu Gatere, co-founder and CEO of Builder.
My name is Sally Cahill. I am in charge of communications and marketing for the Association of Manufacturers and the Women in Manufacturing lead coordinator.
My name is Robin Emerson. I am the co-author of the book Building in Kenya and the online course by the same name, and the president of Women in Real Estate in Kenya.
She's the one who's got the book. She's the one who's got the book. If you don't get the book, it is all Robin's fault. We're getting into the blue and white collar job opportunities in construction and real estate. But first, I have a recorded message from the CEO of the Kenya Association of Manufacturers, Phyllis Wakiaga.
Morning, everyone. My name is Phyllis Wakiaga. I'm the CEO of the Kenya Association of Manufacturers, and you're listening to Double O Direct with Olivia Otieno on SpiceFM. The construction sector in Kenya and the manufacturing sector have a symbiotic relationship. Traditionally, both of these sectors have had a low participation of women. But we are seeing an emerging trend where women are beginning to take up jobs within these sectors. This is why the kind of conversation we are having here today on SpiceFM is necessary. It enables us to continually affirm women's strides in these spaces. As Kenya Association of Manufacturers, we are also doing this through the Women in Manufacturing program, where we seek to increase the participation of women within the manufacturing sector. And we believe that the building, mining, and construction sector is going to be a beneficiary of these efforts to get more girls and women involved in manufacturing. This will also greatly improve our economy. It will strengthen our economic recovery around COVID and also expand the sector's growth into the African market.
6.0 SpiceFM in Nakuru. Good morning. I'm Olivia Otieno, and use at SpiceFM KE. SpiceFM KE, whichever social you prefer, with the hashtag Ukiweka Umeweka. When you let me know of a woman who is currently building a home, because I've got some goodies to give away today. The first of which is the book Building in Kenya. Co-authors Robin Emerson, Emma Muthui. Emma actually a former president of the Architectural Association of Kenya. So you know that these women know exactly what they're talking about when they want to walk you through your building journey. Congratulations now to Florence. I hear from Tina Masese that you are building. You are soon to be a woman home owner. Congratulations. And Tina, you sent a message telling me about Florence using the hashtag Ukiweka Umeweka. So please DM us your contact and I will give you details on how you can come and collect your book. The book is called Building in Kenya. Right now, to my guests, the topics is jobs in construction and real estate. We know who they are, but we want to find out where they are and what exactly that organization does. Robin.
Yes. So good morning again. I am with a couple of words. So you talked about the book. Thank you so much. And Tina, this is what it's all about. That's what we do, is encourage each other, empower each other, and make certain that we have the resources and the tools so that we can succeed. Yeah. And so it's not a wonderful combination here to be with Tony Braxton music and with women talking about building in Kenya and construction opportunities in Kenya. So Building in Kenya is the only book, Olivia, about how to build in Kenya, a step-by-step process with all of the information. You see, when people want to go build, that information is all in different places.
Yes.
But we have said, let's bring it together, put it all in one location so that we're all on the same page. And so with the officials, the duty bearers, government, individuals, professionals, so that we all know what are the best practices, what are the legal regulations, what are the qualifications that are necessary to build in Kenya, so that we build this country together in a way that is sustainable, that is planned, that has transportation working, our housing working,
And it's socially just. And between
Exactly.
you and Emma, how long did it take the two of you to put the book together?
Oh my goodness, Olivia. So Emma and I are longtime friends.
Not longer than Emma and I.
No, that's true. No, you two go way back. Now that is true. We're not that long.
We better start something.
in the professional world. I know you can tell me some stories and I can exchange some with you about Emma as well. But it took us 2 years, Olivia, of waking up at about 4:00 in the morning. In addition to our other careers that we were doing, Emma was the president at that time. I was working with Kenya Property Developers Association. But we said there's a gap here in the knowledge that's openly available, open source information about how to build. And so we interviewed developers across this country and asked them, what has been your experience in developing? Even talking to my sisters here earlier as we were out here preparing, they had stories of their own. And we just noticed there's a lack of consistency about how one should go about building. And we know everyone here has dreams or thoughts about a shamba somewhere that they want to build something. So we said, how do we bring this together? So we talked to professionals, we talked to developers, and we put all of this information in the book. And aside from that, we've taken a step further than that, is we've now put an online course that people can sit with their family members, with friends, their colleagues, and actually walk through that process and understand, what does it take for me to get an approval? What does it take for me to interact with professionals? What can I ask of them that is within my right? What should I expect from the government in regards to the space where I live, in terms of planning, in terms of infrastructure, and so that people are doing that well?
I love it. And in addition to that, you are also CEO or president of Wire.
I am the president of Wire, Women in Real Estate. So we actually just celebrated our 5th anniversary this past Thursday. 5 years ago, women in the built environment sector came together and said, how can we have a gender-based mission to get more women recognized, celebrated, and we say that we too build Kenya together. We have a hand in the building of this country, and we want to make certain that we are front and center and bringing our perspectives to that.
I love it. I absolutely love it, Robin. Sally.
Yeah.
Communications manager at Kenya Association of Manufacturers. Tell me about the association and what your mandate is.
Funny enough, I was going to say that I listened to Toni Braxton every time I had a new crush.
So she's breakups in your crush.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that should just tell you. Yeah, so I work for the Kenya Association of Manufacturers. It's a 62-year-old organization this year. The association is the credible voice of manufacturers in the country. So we represent manufacturers through fact-based policy advocacy and also by providing business development services that will see them become more competitive in the region and get onto the global market as well. So the Kenya Association of Manufacturers has about 1,200 members right now and growing. And under the association, we have the Women in Manufacturing program, which we are also proud about. It started in 2017. It continues to grow. It continues to gain momentum. And I know, as I say that, there's still some people who are like, when you say women in manufacturing, those two things cannot be in the same sentence. What are you talking about?
That's terrible.
Yeah.
I wanted to find out from you, what can you tell me with regards to the industries where women are manufacturing more or are more present?
We actually did a study, the first one in East Africa, on women in manufacturing because nobody has that data. We released it in 2020. And we realized that a lot of women, first of all, there's not so many women in the manufacturing sector who are large and medium. They're very few. So a lot of women are in the micro, small space. And a lot of them are concentrated in the chemical sector and in the food and beverage sector. So that's where you find a lot of women. So the Women in Manufacturing program is aiming to increase the participation of women in other sectors, especially sectors that they can gain from. Infrastructure, construction, building and mining. So that's what we're trying to do.
Brilliant. Thank you, Sally Tatu, co-founder and CEO of Build Her. Or are you just the sole founder?
No, co-founder.
Okay. Tell me about Build Her.
Sure. So thank you for having us. Build Her is an organization that empowers women through manufacturing and construction. And we do this by linking accredited construction skills to employment opportunities, working with employers in the industry to hire women into the market. And for us, we're looking at the gap in the industry. There's a labor workforce gap. NCA, National Construction Authority, identified 2 million workers are needed to fill the infrastructure and construction gap. And out of those, we just currently have 130,000 registered artisans at the moment. And so we're looking to fill that gap and fill it with women who currently make up just 3% of that number.
Wow. But what do you think that is? Why is there such a low representation of women in this sector?
So this is part of the reason BuildHer exists. Our question is why, and what our data has shown us, and that's another thing, is that the market lacks data on artisans and why they're in the market and what they need. And so through our data, we have learned that women do not feel welcome, do not feel capable of competing and joining the industry.
And maybe they don't even feel safe.
And they don't even feel safe. So our question is, why would that be the case? And how do you structure a training to be able to do that? And not only that, how do you help women transition into the market fast enough that they can create visibility for more women to join? So at the moment, our target, we have trained 200 plus women in the industry, and we're looking to bring in 300 more women in the next 2 years.
That is absolutely incredible. I love that. So tell me, Jane, about the Sapphile Group.
Thank you. Sapphile Group is, we like to say, the largest steel products manufacturer in this continent.
Yes.
And that's because we are present in 8 countries, right from South Africa, Namibia, Mozambique,
yes,
Uganda, Rwanda, Kenya, Tanzania, and Ethiopia. And coming back home, we are more popularly known under the MRM company, Mabati Rolling Mills, where you get your tagline, Ukiweka Umeweka, for one of our products, which is called CoverMax. So in MRM, we actually provide steel products for the construction sector: roofing sheets, gutters, downpipes, steel trusses, very light. We call them light gauge steel trusses. And you're going more to pre-engineered buildings, where whenever you want to put up a warehouse,
yes,
a cow shed, a market shed, we can do that in just 10 weeks.
No.
Just 10 weeks.
What is the average duration? How long does it usually take people to put up something like that?
If you look at the brick and mortar,
yes,
maybe Robin has the figures better than I,
yes,
but it would take, depending on the cash flow,
yes,
it could take even 1 year.
Long time. I mean, 10 weeks is quite amazing.
Yeah.
It's
to
quite
put up
amazing.
a structure.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's quite amazing.
Yes. And we've
that's
done
what-
that.
And we need that. I mean, I don't know if we're going into this, but we need that kind of innovation and creativity in the sector, and of course in the manufacturing, because we have a housing deficit. We're supposed to be putting out 250,000 houses per year,
yes,
and currently we are only doing maybe 50,000 per year. And so for the last 8 years, we now have a deficit that puts us almost over 1 million in a deficit. And if we continue to not reach that target, that means more Kenyans are not having the decent and adequate housing that the Constitution calls for.
Are you talking about primarily in urban areas? Because there are a lot of shift from rural to urban.
Well,
Whereas, we could have more built spaces in rural areas.
Well, the deficit considers everywhere, so
Okay.
rural and urban.
Yes.
And so we need to come up with more innovative ways so that this housing deficit can
Be met in that
exactly
time
quicker
span.
in a faster time.
So you're actually moving away, Jane, as MRM from just roofing to building solutions.
Exactly. Because MRM is 60 years old as
Yes.
we speak, and we feel like we've walked the journey with Kenya Association of Manufacturers.
Yes.
We've been members for all that time, and we continue to benefit a lot from their services. But what I wanted to say, the infrastructure deficit is also being felt currently,
Yes.
because primary schools, secondary schools, tertiary schools, they're all looking to expand their infrastructure, be it classes, be it dormitories, be it the labs.
Yes.
They're all looking to expand, including dining halls and kitchens.
Yes.
So we are really listening keenly to the government directives to put up these kind of facilities. Lastly, we've also had the county being challenged to increase their bed capacities. So it means from level 5, 4, 3 2, 1, all those levels of medical facilities, they are needed in all our 47 counties. So yes, we are moving just from a roofing supplier or manufacturer to a company that gives you total building solutions.
Sally Kahu, Head of Communications at Kenya Association of Manufacturers, Tatu Gateres, CEO and founder of Build Her, Robin Emerson, urban planner and co-author of Building in Kenya, and Jane Dungo, Head of External Affairs, East Africa at the Sapphile Group. Now, we've talked about the background. We've talked about some of the gaps. Now, I want to find out about the job opportunities and also the qualifications people are either lacking or require in order to fill those jobs, because the jobs are there. There is demand. There is need. Right? So I'm going to start again with you, Robin. Tell me about what you experienced also while authoring this book and as the president of Women in Real Estate.
Yes, sure. You know, the construction industry, led mainly by the house building, home building, is a large and overlooked source of jobs in our society.
Yes.
If you think about it, for every $1 million in construction, it outputs an average of 97 jobs.
Wow.
And 97 jobs that comes out of it. If you just look at any construction site, the number of people that you see there, the swarm of people, the jobs that go there.
Yes.
Now, those are people that you see, right? The people that are moving items, they're building, they're laying cement and so forth.
Blue collar jobs.
Yes, those are the people that are there that you can see. But before that, Olivia, and even in the background of that, there's a whole swarm of other people that have made that project to come alive, if you will. So then you have the designer, if you have the architect, you have the construction manager, you have the the urban planner.
So from your research and from the study that you carried out with regards to coming together for your book Building in Kenya, when you're looking about white collar, you're talking about the architects, the contractors, the planners, is there a gap? Do we have enough of them? Do we have more than we need, or do we need more?
Well, I think in regards to the quantity or the quality, the quantity of how many, we don't have enough for the growth that is coming, if you will. Mm-hmm. So we have, like I said, an enormous urban density that's happening in Kenya. And so we do need professionals. And these skills are still with TUK, with University of Nairobi, Kenyatta, all of these people are still coming and studying in those fields because there is a pipeline that is very vast and is there and it's ready to receive them.
Are they women?
Well, that's another question now. So, there are only in architects in this country, there are 11% of architects in the whole country are women. As Tatu talked about a moment ago in terms of artisans. So in terms of artisans, there's only 15% of all artisans that are registered and contractors with NCA. Only 15% of them are women. And so, no, we still have a long ways to go. And we work together with Tatu, and we're in the same trenches, if you will, with Sally. And so what we're doing at WIRE is we are reaching even lower down to secondary school when people are starting to think about, what is that career for me? Where can I go? And the thing is that if I don't see somebody there, I can't see it for myself.
And if I don't identify with that person, because if it's a big burly man, 6 foot with 30, 40 diameter biceps, I'm like, maybe that's not for me.
That's right. And so WIRE, what we do is we go to secondary schools and we do career fairs and we say, this is what an architect looks like, Emma Miloyo. This is what a construction manager looks like. Look at her. Yes. This is what is a potential for you. This is a well-paying job. Yes. It's a job that you can, fulfill on.
And there's demand for it. You will graduate and get a job.
Exactly. And so what we say is, what we translate that to is the STEM or the STEAM, if you will. Yes. So young lady, you do science and you do it well. You do math. We have a career path for you. You don't have to only go the trajectory of medical, right? Yes. To be a doctor. Yes. You don't have to only go to some of those things that
pharmacy.
Parents or society, may say that this is what you need to go to. We're saying there's a whole opening and a need for you of careers that you can take that intellect and you can use them in so many ways. You can be a valuer. Yes. I can go on and on.
Tatu, tell me about Build Her. I know I just grabbed you out of nowhere. Tell me about Build Her and what opportunities you are putting these women in and what skills they need to acquire in order to fill those positions.
Yeah, so I love what Robin started to explain, because the construction sector can be split into so many levels of workers. And so we deal with the labor workforce.
Yes.
And that number is even lower than the women in the construction sector. So we deal with 3% women and we're targeting to get that number to 10% by 2030. And so
is this unskilled labor, or this is partially skilled labor?
We only focus on skilled labor. And why? Because the industry is saying they need skilled laborers. There are enough people to do unskilled labor, but when it comes to the skilled expertise on site, then you have timelines, efficiency, budgets that are being blown just because you don't have workers to execute.
So tell me about what those positions are when it comes to skilled labor on site or artisans. Whom are you talking about? What's the actual title of this person?
They are skilled artisans. That's the title, a skilled fundi. And what Build Her trains in is carpentry and joinery, painting and decorating, and tiling is starting next year. But if you look at the sector and what's lacking, it's in all trades.
Electrical.
You have electrical, plumbing, anything. If you go to a site and say, what are you lacking? They're like, where should we start? And so for Build Her, we know we can't train in everything, but we're starting slowly. And what we picked are high value jobs. We picked the areas where we know women will be valued from day one. And so the employer has an incentive to keep her safe, an incentive to do things that are basic, like separate toilets for men and women,
changing rooms,
dignified pay, equal pay. So we're able to have those conversations because employers value them. The other thing we focus on is it's very risky to take a woman into a male-dominated sector if she cannot compete equally. And so for us, industry's requirements are our benchmark. We look at what the TVET sector is saying, we look at what institutions of training are saying, but we go to employers to say, what do you need and why is it lacking? And we're looking at soft skills and hard skills. So our approach to training is very holistic. We do things like mental health coaching, nutrition, fitness, and people say, why are you doing these things? Well, when a woman goes on site, she needs to be strong. If she's going to stand and work all day, she has to eat right. Her mentality, her mindset has to be right.
Especially because she will encounter resistance. Even if the employer wants her, there are other people on site, so she will encounter resistance. She has to be mentally prepared for that.
Yes, and that's the other thing we teach is grit. You have to be prepared to walk in and nobody thinks you can do the job. So how do you focus on the job and complete the job?
I love it. I'm going to have to stop you there, move on to Sally, because Sally looks like she's like, what? I'm still here. So tell me about the Kenya Association of Manufacturers and how you're helping to get more women into construction and real estate.
Right. So I'm just going to give a short story. I love stories, of course, in professional hazard.
Sure.
But when we were doing our dissemination of the Women in Manufacturing report from 2020, we walked into a factory. I won't obviously say which one. And they took us to the section where they had a lot of more women that are employed in that section. And the guide who was taking us through told us, we bring a lot of women here because this job doesn't require a lot of thinking.
Oh, okay.
So you see, he said it so casually because he didn't think he was saying something wrong.
Offensive.
He didn't think he was saying something offensive. And for me, the conversation of women joining these sectors that we represent starts really from a cultural perspective. Because if we separate the economic issues and the cultural issues, we're always going to have this deficit. There are no women. But where does it start?
Yes.
So we need to start to think of changing that. But back to training and skills. Kenya Association of Manufacturers has worked continuously with other associations and institutions such as NITA, which is the National Industrial Training Authority.
Yes.
And we actually have our own manufacturing academy, which what we do is that we go and do in-house trainings for various corporations on various things, be it marketing, be it sales, be it SRHR,
but you're going into established existing organizations.
Yes.
Okay, so you're only dealing with people who are already there, but how are you getting more women in there?
Yes, so I'm coming to that.
Yeah.
So we are taking our time because you see, you have to prepare to where they're going. As I say, culture is important.
True.
So if the women don't feel welcome, how are we going to make the road easier for them to feel welcome? So we also have a TVET. We also have a TVET department, which is TVET is Technical Vocational Education and Training. And what we do is that we actually encourage the participation of women from the school institutions.
Exactly.
So what we are seeing as the Association of Manufacturers is this funnel, from secondary school, you have all these chicks who are interested in doing engineering and they're happy, but then the number drops as they go into tertiary institution, and even further as they go into the factory floor, as Jane will rightly tell you.
Yes.
And then the first year of the factory floor, you lose even more.
Yes.
So we're trying to close the gaps in that funnel through our linkages with the technical, vocational, and education training institutions to raise this awareness, but also just to strongly advocate that we look at our curriculum in a way that is inclusive and in a way that a lot more women feel, because also the people in the institution are gatekeepers.
Yes,
so
it's
you
true.
come in and you say, me, I want to do welding. And this guy tells you, madam, but there's a saloon nearly over there. You know, so you really need to start thinking about how do we do this in a 360 way.
And create a paradigm shift. I
Yes.
completely agree with you on that. Jane, tell me about the Sapphile Group and how they are helping to get more women into construction and real estate.
I'll start by first painting a picture of the jobs that are available. We categorize them into three.
Okay.
The very technical jobs, then the commercial jobs, and the corporate enabling jobs. So when you look at the technical jobs, as the word suggests, this is where you need the civil engineers, mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, and the architects.
Yes.
And these jobs, some of them will require you to move things around.
Some heavy lifting.
Some heavy lifting,
Yes.
while others don't require. They need you to just design something like in architect. Just design the building, get the dimensions right, then transfer them to the people doing the cutting.
Yes.
So when you look at the architects in the organization, actually, many of them are women, which is quite encouraging. We do have women who are also in civil engineering, and they actually do go to the site
Yes.
where the project is taking place.
Yes.
Coming down to the commercial, it's just like in most other organizations where you have the sales people, you have the marketing people, communications people, and you'll find that most of the sales people also do have an engineering background.
Okay.
Because when you're going to sell roofing sheets, you're going to sell pre-engineered buildings or light gauge trusses.
Yes.
You need a bit of information to guide the person who wants to make the purchase.
The industry know-how.
Exactly. Then you come to the corporate enablers. This is the accounts, the HR, the finance. Again, as you go away from technical to the corporate, then you find more women in the corporate enablers.
Yes.
Looking at the numbers, you'll see that 50% are in the technical. Then you'll find 15% are in the commercial jobs. And the balance, which is that 5%, are the corporate enablers.
Does the training institute that you have in Mombasa,
Yes.
does it cater to blue and white collar training? Is it technical training only?
It's purely technical training.
Okay.
You'll find people doing mechanical engineering.
Yes.
So when you go down to Mariakani, you'll find this disassembled vehicle where they're trying to learn how the engine works and all that.
Yes.
You'll still find other types of courses.
Yes.
But all of them, they're courses that require you to think and use your hands.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there a lag or a gap with regards to gender with the students who are currently there, or the intake or the outtake, for example? Because I'm sure there's a need in the area and of course across the country, for these jobs. But are you finding that women are stepping forward and registering for these courses?
Women come with already, like in the technical institute, they'll come with a set mind.
Yes.
Like they want to do hairdressing. So if you sit the lady down, you actually realize she could do electrical engineering.
Yes.
She could work very diligently with wires and all.
Yes.
But at the point of entry,
Yes.
she thought probably I can only be accepted for hairdressing
Yes.
or for dressmaking.
Okay.
So we try to talk to them to establish exactly deep inside their heart what they desire to do. And you'd find they would tell you something like, oh, I thought probably that one is not for me. So we have a lady who did electrical, and she is so good at the work she does. She would get picked over and above the others very quickly.
Okay.
Because she's diligent, she joins them carefully, neatly. Wires is about even how the outcome
Yes,
looks
of course.
neat. Yeah, so we realized that then you need to speak to them before they sign up for the course and get their deep desire.
How many do you take in annually? Do you have those numbers?
We do graduate, like so far we have graduated about 800 per year.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a large number, and we hope the number can go even higher than that.
Yes.
Because when you look at the facility, it's quite spacious.
Yes.
It can take in a lot more.
Okay.
Yes.
Tatu, build her. You've already established what courses and in what fields you're training these women. Are they getting jobs?
Yes. Two pathways for jobs for us are through employment partners.
Yes.
But what I love personally is that we're seeing a larger increase in women who are self-placing, meaning after the 4 months. So our training is 4 months of intense training in the workshop every day, Monday to Friday.
Time?
And then 4 months.
Yeah. What time daily? 8 to 5?
Oh, it's 8 to 5. It's a full day. Construction is heavy lifting, so you must prepare people for that.
Okay.
And then after 4 months, they go into 8 months of employment training. And it's paid employment where they're working with employers. Either they source themselves or we link them to and continue to learn on the job.
How many have you graduated, if I can call it that?
About more than 200 ladies, I think 227 so
227.
far.
And
Yeah.
percentage-wise, those who've gone into employment or who've had...
Those who've gone directly into construction employment
Yes.
is about 70%.
Okay.
It's just slightly lower than 70%.
And you're talking about as skilled laborers, as skilled artisans.
Yes. So when you graduate from the 4 months, you're
Yes.
a semi-skilled laborer, meaning
Yes.
you can go on site, execute work to a high level of skill, but you need supervision.
Okay.
And then after the 8 months, then we qualify you as skilled, meaning you can work independently
Yes.
and plan your work.
I'm still with 4 amazing women. The topic is jobs in construction and real estate. And I'm looking for women who have built or are currently building a house. All right. There are a couple of online courses from Building in Kenya to give away. And these courses walk you through every step of your building process. All right. We've already had a winner of the book. I'm looking for winners for these online courses. Joining me, Sally, Tatu, Robin, and Jane. I want to find out the specifics. I'm a woman looking to get a job. I could be a high school graduate. I could be a university graduate. I could have a PhD. I could be an architect. I could be looking to get into some sort of skilled labor. Tatu Gatere, I want to go to build her. Walk me through the process.
Yes. So the first thing is we register women through community-based organizations and
Yes.
NGOs. And why do we do this?
Yes.
Because women want to register through organizations and entities that they trust.
Yes.
And so we're able to get our members to recruit women, and then the women come in for an interview. Now, who do we work with? The first thing is the program is looking to provide training to any woman, but because of the technical aspects, you do need about a standard 6 education that allows you to have the competency and be able to process the training and meet the demands. We work with women, so majority of the women are youth, 18 to 35.
Yes.
But actually, we have women between 18 to 50 who are in the program. And for us, anybody's welcome as long as you can do the work.
Where is the facility?
Yes, so the facility is located in Babadogo. And what we are prepared to do now is BuildHer is paving the way for women to be able to enter the market. And so for the next couple of years, BuildHer provides free training. And our target is to provide free training for women from informal settlements. We work with women who have had challenges accessing education or employment opportunities, people who've struggled because your family background couldn't equip you for the demands of jobs and
Yes.
give you access to sustainable jobs. And so for us, the next couple of years is how can we uplift, which in Nairobi is about 60% of the population is living in poverty. So how can we help uplift poor women? And then over time, we'll introduce a fee structure once we have lifted up that part of the community.
What if I have money, I want to sponsor somebody? Is it something that I just give in kind to the organization? I just give like money to the organization, or is there no fee structure at all? Like if I wanted to pay for somebody to attend the course?
Yes. So first of all, there is a fee structure.
Okay.
So BuildHer is donor funded for now.
Okay.
We have businesses to support the donor, the NGO part of our work. So we
Yes.
sell furniture, we do fit outs. And, you know, there's all sorts of things we do to raise money. But if you want to support a woman through the program, we welcome you. And I love that you say this because we're actually starting our fundraising drive. We do this every year
Yes.
where we welcome Common Wananchi. Anybody who's driven and wants to support a woman, we call you our bingwas, our ambassadors.
Yes.
So we welcome you in and you donate an amount of money
Yes.
towards the woman being able to access the program. So it could be towards training or life skills or mental health. Women who come to the program also struggle with opportunity costs. Like how does she feed her family while she's training? So your money can go towards helping her navigate those challenges. And how do people register, which is a question you also asked? Follow us on social media. We put out information about application openings. We have 3 cohorts a year. So January intake is in November and December, so you can enter now for January.
Yes.
And then you can apply in March for the April intake, and then in July for the August intake. So 3 times a year, you can access the training. Just follow us on social media. It tells you how to contact us and how to apply.
Remind me the programs you're currently offering.
Yes, so currently we offer 2 training tracks, carpentry and joinery and painting and decorating. And next year, we're also going to offer tiling. And we'll keep adding training tracks every year as long as we can. We just want to meet what the market needs.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Tatu. Sally, with regard to the Kenya Association of Manufacturers, walk me through, firstly, who are the women in manufacturing currently in Kenya? Large scale, small scale, medium scale. And how are we getting more women into manufacturing?
We have women in manufacturing who are actually in the building and construction sector. We have Miss Winnie Ngumi, whose company is Face and Style. They actually sponsored our Women in Manufacturing Central Chapter
What do they
region,
manufacture?
event this week. They manufacture everything from building solutions to, actually it's mostly building solutions, and actually so that they have manholes as well nowadays.
Okay.
So yeah, they
Fantastic.
manufacture that. Yeah. And we also have Flora Muthui. Everyone knows about Flora. She makes Melvin's tea. That's her. We have Shiro Waweru, who is a Fun Kids owner, and she develops solutions for dignified schooling for children. She makes furniture, and she's also the head of our SME sector at CAM.
Fantastic. So tell me, so with regards to being labeled a woman in manufacturing, right? What are the processes? What are the steps? And how do I get in touch with CAM?
So for women in manufacturing, we always say as long as you're doing some value addition, you're a woman in manufacturing. Just don't be a trader. Don't be the person who gets things from China and then packs them again and distributes them.
Okay.
But anyone who, if you make yogurt in your house and you distribute through a boda guy, you're a woman in manufacturing. So come, let's see how we can scale your business, how we can take you from your kitchen to Naivas, So that is a woman in manufacturing, and we have many of those. So you can find us at www.cam.co.ke, but even more so, we are on all socials. We are on Facebook as Kenya Association of Manufacturers. We are on Twitter as Cam_Kenya. We are on Instagram. Find us in all those places.
Do you assist these women to deal with the legal, deal with the tax, deal with the registration?
That is actually a gap that we've noticed in the industry. One thing we were saying is that there's hardly any business solutions that are tailored towards the manufacturing sector, let alone for women in manufacturing. So we need more lawyers who can actually advise women in manufacturing. We need IT solutions for women in manufacturing. So some of those things we are trying to address through our manufacturing academy, through our different linkages and through our different networks as the association. For when women in manufacturing come into the association, we actually take you through business growth programs and our business development arm of Kenya Association of Manufacturers. So we have business growth programs, we have tutorials for SMEs. From
average cost. Like if I want to get into it, I want to know and join one of those programs. What are the average costs? And timelines.
So we started an MSME package, where we charge 11,000 only per year.
Wow.
Yeah, for micro small businesses. We don't charge them per turnover as we do every other business. So as long as you can prove that you're a real manufacturer, and there's a board committee that sits to look at that, and you need to give references, as long as you can prove that, you can be a member of the association for as little as 11,000, and you access all these things that the association has to give, including networking opportunities and forums with big companies and mentorship opportunities with big companies like MRM.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And going to MRM, tell me, Jane, about the Institute, the Technical Institute, what programs are offered, if you can just highlight average duration of these programs, but more importantly, what employment opportunities the Sapphile Group and MRM in particular are offering.
Good. So I'll start with the Institute. The Institute offers hands-on training in electrical, hairdressing, welding, sewing, and mechanics.
Yes.
The employment, we see a good percentage going out and starting on their own. and they become freelance.
Yes.
Whoever calls them for a job, electrical fitting and all that.
Do you give a
they go for
certificate?
it.
Do they have a sense of pride that they
Yes.
went through the institute?
Oh, yes. They
Yes.
get a certificate which is NITA approved, and they can walk with it proudly.
Excellent.
Yes. So that is one thing that when they come there, they get the confidence that even if I just go to Form 4 and I never went to another college,
Yes.
I have a NITA certified paper that I can show a potential employer.
Do you find people who have the basic skills? You know, they've been welding for quite some time, but they've encountered, like for me, I had to get a master's because I wanted a job at KRA and they would not hire me without a master's. Do you find people who come to you and say, you know what, I think I will be more represented, I will be more, let's say, valued with regards to my trade once I have this certificate from your program because they already have the basic skills?
Yes.
Amazing.
We have those people who come in and say, I cannot go beyond what I'm doing right now.
Yes.
I need to get a qualification
Yes.
that I can show somebody.
Okay.
So we have that.
And your program
those-
is reputable. Tell me,
Yes.
Tatu, you're jumping in here.
Yes, I just wanted to add that we have women come to Build Her too who say, I've been working on site and I just want to be respected and trained so I can compete in this market. You know, how can you equip me? And that's why we take them in.
Fantastic. Jane, continue.
In fact, I want to just tie that even for graduates. We have seen our graduates coming in with civil engineering, electrical engineering, architects, but fresh from university who have no hands-on skill.
Yes.
But when they come into MRM, they are able to be given that extra hands-on training that makes them so marketable that we have to,
Fight harder to keep them.
yes, we want to keep them. And we've realized even within the metal sector industry, if the moment you just say, I am in MRM,
Yes.
it's like the end of the interview.
Yes.
They know you have gotten the skills
Yes.
that they are looking for.
Okay,
So we
okay.
do that even for graduates. And we have a program that we bring in graduates directly from the university, either during the internship program or just fresh out of university.
Graduation.
And we take them through that 6-month internship program and they can say, yes, whatever I learned in class has become real.
Is this a paid internship, may I ask?
Oh, yes, it is a paid internship because we do recognize that MRM is actually a bit far out of town.
Yes.
So they need to travel to Mlolongo
Yes.
and they need to be there the full day.
Yes.
So it's good to give them something that keeps them motivated.
Fantastic,
Yes.
Jane. Thank you for that. We're going to go on to Robin now and find out about WIRE and about the opportunities available for women and what WIRE is doing to link up women to employment.
Yes, sure, definitely. So WIRE with professionals, and there are skills, jobs that are available all across the board for professionals. And so what WIRE does is WIRE deals with all of these levels, if you will.
Yes.
So WIRE has, we look at how do people who are artisans, how do they get connected to people that has businesses like Winnie.
So
with
is it a
Space and stuff.
networking primarily
Exactly.
organization?
We are networking primarily and to amplify and celebrate women in the built environment. And so what WIRE does is to also have an impact in the sector that creates space for all of these others.
With regards
So-
to policy or?
Exactly. Policy, but also influencing and encouraging women to take on leadership roles. So since WIRE has been formed, we now see presidents across all the different professional sectors. So after Emma, there was Mugure, who was the president of the Architectural Association, in the Engineering Association, and others. So we're creating space for all of these other activities to take place.
Yes.
But in addition to that, we do look at how do we empower those that are entrepreneurs and have businesses, and so that business development that we do. So we partner with what do they need. So we actually just launched a relationship with APSA that our members can get unsecured funding so that they can grow their businesses to scale. That's one of the things we find, that women come in and we might have micro businesses, 2 or 3 employees, but we want them to grow and have that business where they're bringing jobs in themselves and really growing this country together. So that's one of the things we do.
Yes.
But we also have a mentorship program. So those young women that when they do graduate, we have a 6-month mentorship program that puts them with other professionals. But many of those members then start to think about, my profession is not just for me. What are some ways that I can impart this knowledge? And one of those ways was, like an example was Emma and I writing the book, co-authoring that book. And so in that book, we outlined the different careers, and you talked about what's the money potential. So the book is uniquely has all of that information packaged in there, that if I'm a land surveyor, what's the rates I should expect? So everybody should be able on the same page when you go and get a land surveyor, that we understand, well, this is your contract rate. Why are you asking me 3 times that?
Exactly.
This is what you should be. For a quantity surveyor, all of that is in there exactly to say what should be expected. So the Building in Kenya online course, which we have on the platform with Ziti, which is 1,900 shillings at the moment for the month of November. And that book and the course we walk through, where you can figure out what is a real estate developer.
As we get to that, and the professionals you're talking about, and the women in the industry that we want to have, how can they become a part of WIRE?
Yeah, well, they can go to our website. We're found at www.wire.or.ke, and as well as our social media platforms under the same name.
Is there a fee to join?
There is a membership fees, and so it's for different categories. So if you're a graduate student, if you're a professional, and if you have a corporate, we're proud to have WIRE as a corporate. But so Building in Kenya, that course, you want to come back and get on that course, you can find it online, buildinginkenya.or.ke as well.
Slow down, Robin.
Thank you.
Say it again.
Yes,
but breathe.
Sure. Buildinginkenya.or.ke.
This is 00 Direct. I'm 00. Olivia Otieno, and I'm with you every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Woman host, music by women, guests are women, and I am dressed by a different woman in fashion every single week. And whilst on that subject of woman everything, have you built or are you currently building a home? If it's not you, then do you know a woman who is building or who has built? Peep our social for details, SpiceFM KE. There are goodies to give away. Right now, I must wrap up with my guests. I have Kenya Association of Manufacturers Head of Communications, Sally Kahyu. I have builder, co-founder, CEO, Tatu Gatera. I have co-author, Building in Kenya, and urban planner. She is also the president of Women in Real Estate, aka WIRE, Robin Emerson, and the head of External Affairs, East Africa at the Sapphile Group, Jane Ndungu. We have talked a lot about jobs in construction and real estate. You've explained the gaps. We all understand there are gaps, but I'm going to start off with Jane, because you were telling me that there are some unique opportunities offered by the Sapphile Group, and in particular, Mabati Rolling Mills here in Kenya, that women need to be aware of.
Yes, we have jobs in the technical bit of it. We are looking for civil engineering engineers, electrical engineers, architects, and they can go into sales, they can go into the production, and they can go into, drawing for clients who want to use our products. That's one thing. The other thing is that we have service centers across the country. We have 8 service centers. Out of those 8, 7 are led by women.
Which is that one service center that's not led? No. Which is this? I'm putting you on the spot, Jane.
We have only one in Thika that is led by a gentleman.
Your time is almost up. No, I'm just joking. Your job is safe.
Yeah. So if you go to Mombasa, you go to Meru, Eldoret, Nakuru, Kisumu, you will be served by a women-led service center. Brilliant. And we are very proud of that.
Excellent.
And how do these women get there? We have a program, Women in Steel. Once you get a job in MRM, then you can come in and get mentorship. You can get into women in leadership. As an engineer, you can get streamed into engineering conferences. Like we just had one in Mombasa by the Institute of Engineers of Kenya. And all our women engineers were there, represented and taking part. So we are very proud of that.
That sounds incredible.
But how do you get to us? You can go to mabati.com. You'll find us and all our details. If you're looking for a job, we are now live on Skills Map Africa, where you can sign in, get an account, put your details, and we can fetch that CV that you have put there, and we can align you with the upcoming jobs. And we do that because we are searching for talent.
Mabati.com. You heard it. Kenya Association of Manufacturers. Sally, I thought I was enjoying what Jane was saying. Sally's just like
loving it.
I just need a cup of coffee and I was going to
I'm loving it. No, so Kenya Association of Manufacturers, our head office is in Westlands, on Mwanzi Road. Mwanzi Road is the one that houses also, or rather that has Westgate Mall.
Yes.
So you can find us there on Mwanzi Road. But if you don't want to take a mat and start walking around, please find us on social media. Cam_Kenya on Twitter, Kenya Association of Manufacturers on Facebook.
Resources available to non-members. Do you have anything that they can, let's say, peep at and then get the inspiration to then join the association?
Of course, we frequently do job bazaars. I actually needed to mention that earlier. We do job bazaars for students looking to join the sector, and I know MRM and other companies have benefited from these kinds of placements that we do. So we do them across the country because Kenya Association of Manufacturers has regional offices. But for women, we do hold Women to Counties. We started a Women to Counties, which is a Women in Manufacturers to Counties intervention earlier this year. It's going terrific.
Were you not in Nyeri this morning?
I was in Nyeri. I just landed and ran straight to your studio.
Yeah.
No, but it's been really successful, and we've actually been seeing students as well as entrepreneurs, as well as women in corporate. So we are not just there for entrepreneurs. We are there to see that there's a next Jane Dungo when she moves on to some higher place.
Yes.
So we do provide, they're free. Please come for all the women in manufacturing events. They're all free. We don't charge you.
So you need to follow, what do we need to follow on social to make sure we know?
Follow at Cam_Kenya, and follow Kenya Association of Manufacturers on Facebook.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. Robin, tell me all about Wire.
Well, Wire, we host the opportunities for people to come together and build the skills, if you will, because these are professionals. They are either they're employed at places, so those type of jobs, or they've taken that entrepreneur leap. And so we seek to address whatever needs wherever they are. And so we host these, what we call these real talks, so that inside of the real estate, what's the business side of that? What do you need to effectively run your business? But we also do engagement where we can help you over, we have a program of entrepreneurship training where over 4 months you can participate in that. And again, like I said, take that business to scale.
I wanted to ask you about real estate vis-a-vis realtors. Do you also have realtors who are part of Wire?
Olivia, we have the whole gamut because of across there, the whole value chain of the built environment sector is inside of Wire.
So if I'm looking for a home, let's say I want to rent a home or buy a home, I can actually stop at Wire.
That's correct.
And then find the people I need to help me achieve what I want to achieve.
You can find somebody inside of Wire to help you buy a home, to help you design a home, to help you furnish that home, to help you correct that home.
Let out that home.
Okay. Anything, you can find it inside of Wire.
Okay.
Because we have the whole value chain.
Yes. Parting shot.
Well, the parting shot for me is the this built environment sector is so vibrant, and it's has a place for everybody. The built environment sector is the place of the future. So when everyone's talking about green and we're talking about sustainable development, the built environment sector has a key part inside of that. And so there's opportunity for everybody in that built environment sector.
We have 2 online courses of building in Kenya to give away. And how long is the course?
Well, the course is, you can do this anytime. If you're a morning person, an evening person, you just go on there. You find us at Zidi in the Building in Kenya online course. It's about an hour and a half long, the different modules. And so you'll find out, how do I do tendering and contracting? What do I need to do, put inside of my contract when I'm building? How do I need to deal with professionals? How do I need to get approvals for building? All of that is inside of the book. And so the different modules are no more than an hour. You can sit down at your own time.
So you're able to select which module you want to.
That's correct.
That is
which
incredible.
Module, when you want to do it.
Yes.
Whenever you might be right now inside of a particular time thinking, I need to educate myself on that. And you can go and find that in there. We broke it down.
Incredible. That's online. It's at Building in KE.
That's correct. But no, buildingin.kenya.or.ke as the website.
Yes.
But on our social media, Building in KE. That's
Brilliant.
correct.
Brilliant. Tatu. Yes. Can you believe it's been an hour and a half?
Nope.
Can you believe it's been an hour and a half? We're now on parting shots for Build Her.
Yes.
I absolutely love it, what you're calling it. And I love the fact that you have so many people going through the program. What are your parting words?
Well, first is construction sector offers opportunities for people who unfortunately didn't have support to go through school,
Yes.
didn't have support to build careers, didn't have access to sustainable jobs. Why would women want to go into this? The same reasons men want to go into this. It's exciting, there's money to be earned, and there's so much change in the industry that keeps young people engaged and interested.
I'm going to pause you right there and ask about safety, security, harassment.
Yes.
We need to go in with our eyes wide open.
Yes.
And I need you to outline some of those things that these women need to have grit in order to overcome, that you've seen them experience, because it's not easy.
Yes.
You can be successful, you can make money, it can change your life, but also you need to be prepared for what, Tatu?
Well, first of all, we have to understand we're in Kenya. So different cultural groups have different places and positions of women.
Yes.
The role that women should play. So we teach women how, a contrast that exists between cultural beliefs and dynamics and site dynamics, and how you have to have different personalities, different approaches to deal with problems or situations. So that's the first thing. How are you equipped culturally? And then the second thing we do is we empower women in how they can deal with situations where you're facing a man touching you inappropriately. I mean, we hear crazy things. A woman is working on a machine and a man is busy grabbing her breast or another part of her body. What do you do in that situation when a reaction could cause you to risk, your own injuries?
Yes.
And so we teach women what they can do physically, what they can say verbally, and also how to work in groups. So when we place women in jobs, we place them in groups of 3, 5, or 10,
Yes.
never alone. And we teach women as groups how they respond to those situations. In addition, for Build Her to work with employer partners, we have to verify you. We vet you. We come to site. We have an assessment we do to gauge your safety,
Yes.
including whether you teach site safety,
Yes.
but also gender, sexual harassment. How are those situations dealt with?
Yes.
And we ask for a commitment from you. If you don't have a structure, can we help you build that structure? And so that's our advocacy work. And one of the things we love, and is a aim of Build Her, is we're looking to not only get women into construction, but to build leadership. Why is that important? The more women that own businesses, the more women that can bid for jobs, they can employ other women and keep women safe at work. And that's really important to us.
Yes.
So our first track in this direction is all graduates, they sit for NITA, National Industrial Training Authority.
Yes.
They have a certificate. You're able to go to any site and get work. But now you're able to bid for jobs, and you're able to prove to developers or contractors who want quality that you're able to deliver that. The second thing we do is we work. Not every woman wants to own a business. As Kenyans, we act like everybody wants to be a business
have a shamba.
owner. So it's not true. So we work with women, the ones who want to go into business. We start to teach them, how do you quote for a job? How
Yes.
do you plan a job? What do you need to know about construction management for you to be able to bid for work? And the aim there is to be able to get women to be leadership players,
Yes.
to have leadership roles in the sector.
Wonderful. Tatu, please give me once again, how can we get in touch with Build Her?
So on our website, it's buildher.org. On Facebook, it's Build Her. And on Instagram, it's _Build Her. And we also have Build Her products, which is if you want to buy furniture to
Yes.
support women in the program, then you can buy furniture or ask us to come in and quote for fit out work. And all our profit goes towards putting more women into training. And you can find that at _buildher.products.
I need one thing. Build Her. At Build Her. No underscore, no dash. Just go to Instagram at Build Her. You'll get in touch with Tatu and her team. So thank you so much, Jane Dungu. Thank you so much, Robin Emerson. Thank you so much, Tatu Gatera. Of course, thank you so much, Sally Kahyu, and to your CEO. Right? She gave that amazing, amazing, amazing delivery. I really, really appreciate it. So, ladies, have a fantastic weekend and all the best.
Spice.